had a lot of queries about fitting frontline laminates, and I've got to be honest, the first time I saw a frontline I looked at it and thought, how's the best way to do this? But working with the riders for a year now, we've done a fair few hundred stacks of laminates on these, so we've kind of got it down a bit. Having said that, I'd probably make a mess of it myself. When you get your laminate, it's got, for some reason, one slot either side of on the hole. Normally, on a laminate, you get a slot across the hole. Now, if you put that slot across the hole, we found it way easier to do. So, what I do, health and safety method statement obviously written first, is to put that slot that you've got one side, the other side. Now, a lot of people say they're doing it one side and trying to roll it round. Now, that does work, difficult, it does work for the first stack, but then for the second stack, if you're putting 14 on, the circumference is obviously greater because you've already got one stack on and then you don't reach. So we found it way easier to put it on like a graphic from the middle out. It's obviously perimeter seal because the front line's got no frame to stop water ingress. Now if you get these right, they're awesome because you could use them in flat out rain and you're not going to get the water down the back of a laminate that you get on conventional laminates because the last one is stuck to the lens. Now if you look at the profile of the laminate, you've got the cutout on the roof and the cutout for the nose. Now if you put that on your goggle from the centre and you use that profile of the goggle, you can then put the glue like a graphic and you'll meet the hole and then it'll pop over, and like you would normally secure the hole over the pin. Then work the other way, just run your thumbs along the glue until you reach the pin the other side, and then it'll just pop over. So you've now got a stack of laminates stuck to the lens of your front line. So if you use these in rain or any other conditions, you're not going to get any debris, water between that bottom stack. And then you just go ahead and fold them in your normal way that you'd fold your laminates. I always make sure that you get the laminate pin in the centre of the big hole, because then when you take the next laminate you don't get any catching of the bottom laminate in the pin and you get a release so you can always find it. Okay, so you've got your front line, you've put your first stack of laminates on. Conditions are a bit bad, so you think you might run 14. So putting the second stack on is obviously easier than putting the first one on. Well, I say obviously, but I mean it is easier than putting the first one on because you've got the first stack to follow. So all you've got to do is put this over the first stack. Now there is, obviously these are perimeter seal, and they're quite well thought out because the glue on the perimeter seal is weaker than the glue between the laminates. So when you get to the last laminate of this stack and you're peeling it off of that laminate that you're going to stick it to, it comes away rather than pulling the laminate off of the stack. But the issue you have is if you were to fold this laminate now normally and then put the perimeter seal round, you're going to stick this tab into the perimeter seal. So we don't fold that now, you've slotted your stack of laminates, you take your backing piece off, then what you're going to do is, again from the centre out, but this time it's easy because all you've got to do is follow the stack that's below it. And you know you're going to get to the pins. So again, with your thumbs, don't push it down through the centre of the laminate. Laminate material is very soft. You can scratch it just with your skin. So round the edge on the perimeter seal, you pop the pin over, you work it round with your nail so it sits behind the ball. You go round the other end, same, follow it. If you look, you can see that the hole's in line with the pin. Push it round and it's on flat. Now I'll just show you what I was talking about with folding this one. If you now try to fold that, that's stuck along there. There isn't room. So all I do is I fold this up halfway across the hole that way so that that tab's shorter, so you can feed it into the back without it touching the glue. Again, you've got the laminate pin in the centre of the big hole so it doesn't get caught up, and then your next laminate goes over the top, and then you continue as you normally would. So when you pull that one will now pop out, and then obviously the wind of you going along holds it out so you can pull it. And that's how you put the second stack on a set of front lines.